Hey there, card fighters. It's me, Royal Paladin 813. Today is Tuesday, October 21st, and the reason why that's important is because this weekend that I just got back from the Atlanta trip for the World Championship qualifier, and like I like to always do after those, I want to make a video explaining what I learned that I didn't need to know or that I should have known already, but at the same time, I don't think anyone knew. And this year is kind of weird because last year it was, if you go back and watch the video, it was trying to predict your opponent's hand when you can't defend against the prediction. This year it's actually Bushi's judging policy. Like, I love Bushiroad. I mean, like I said in all my videos, they're way better than Konami. The player pool is better than Konami, but apparently judges aren't allowed to interfere unless you call them. Now, in Yu-Gi-Oh, what that means is, or in Yu-Gi-Oh, when you see somebody do a misplay in a tournament, you're allowed to call them out on it if you're a spectator. It actually was originally like that when I took my judge test. That's one of the things that, I noticed that in the rule books. It's so long ago, I don't know if that's still valid or not, but that was in the rule books. I saw a misplay happen in round 8, top table, table 1 to be specific. And it was Noviel Vague versus Noviel Vague. Guy was attacking with a 14k rearguard on his opponent's rearguard. Opponent guarded for 5k. His opponent's rearguard was a 9k. And the reason why I say that's a misplay is the opponent didn't lose his monster. I went over to the judge that was watching and I, quietly told him, hey, he just guarded for a 5k shield on a 14k attack to his rearguard. That's 14, that means it should be destroyed, shouldn't it? And the judge looked at me and was like, we're not allowed to interfere unless one of the two participants in the fight actually calls us. Which is kind of a huge shocker when you stop and think about it, because that means not only do you have to know what all of your opponent's card effects do, you have to watch them while they're fighting and make sure they don't misplay, because if they misplay, then you can lose. Now, albeit, it didn't really matter. I mean, the fight was a good fight. That happened like twice, I think. Like, it was turn 1, guard for 5, turn 2, guard for 5, which would have meant an extra 10k shield total out of hand. But, that didn't really matter, it's no big deal. But the guy still won the round. I think he actually ended up top 4ing the event altogether with his Noviel deck. But, in the long run, it didn't matter, but it was just kind of shocking. Because apparently at a couple of tables down from there in the round 8, there was a guy who was playing Dragonic Overlord with Burnout Dragons in it against an opponent who was playing Glendios. Glendios locked a front row Burnout Dragon. And when the Glendios player says end turn, his opponent unlocked the Burnout Dragon. And obviously the guy didn't notice that he just unlocked the unit that was locked. And the judge was standing right overhead, like peering, waiting for him to call judge to get the official ruling on that, but the guy never called. And because the guy never called, the judge couldn't ever say anything. I think that is, if I had any say in the way judging tournaments could be run, which I know, who am I? I'm just a low-rank fighter who does nothing but YouTube videos for fun. But if Bushi modified their judging rulings, it should be if a judge or spectator calls and notices a misplay, then, the judge has a right to say, whoa, rewind 30 seconds, basically. It's like if I would have walked up to the judge and said he needed an extra 5k, judge could have been like, whoa, add the draw trigger back to your hand because you needed an extra 5, not, be like, yo, that card's supposed to go to the grave. But, yeah, rewind it 5, so that way it'll cause the plays to go back to the way they were supposed to be. Because you shouldn't have to be responsible for making sure your opponent doesn't make a mistake. Misplays will occur, but it should be based off of strategy. You shouldn't have to watch your opponent and make sure they don't misplay to gain advantage. But, like I said, I'm just a low-level nobody when it comes to this game. Like always, card fighters, I hope you enjoyed the video. And rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.